Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Aquarius June 2023 weekly tarot bite reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So, hi, all of my Aquariuses out there. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the month of June. Now, this reading is meant to be a quick reading, about 10 minutes or less, and we are diving a little deeper into the message that came through in the weekly collective message, which is up on my channel if you'd like to view the full collective reading. But the message that came through was taking a new path, coming to that fork in the road and either taking one way that seems to be more in alignment with supporting us as who we are at this point in our life authentically, or continuing down another path that might be leading, either continuing on a path that feels safe and secure but is not supportive of the new us, or following a path that will be more limiting to our spiritual growth. So we're going to dive a little deeper, Aquarius, into what this message means for your sign this week. So we're going to see what does Aquarius need to know about the doorway, the new path, the new way that's emerging for them specifically. What does Aquarius need to know? Now, we're all kind of feeling this energy, which I love that as a collective we're going through this. And as always, we always have free will to choose to take a new path or to continue down kind of the safe and tried and true way. So for each one of us, this will be experienced differently. Now, what's interesting is that there were two cards that came up for you. Both of them are birds. Both of them, that speaks to flight, that speaks to a higher kind of elevated experience. But I like that it says, so we have crow spirit. It says co-create with spirit. Number 17, breaking down to the number 8 in numerology, which is the number of personal empowerment, physical abundance, leadership from a place of, personally empowered place. But then we also have hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. And that's number 32, which breaks down to the number 5 in numerology, which is the number of change. So there is something here with change, but a change is going to be more personally empowering for you. But both of these cards are speaking to, one says co-create with spirit, and one says let spirit be your guide. So there is something here around really kind of letting yourself go. This week, of really understanding that the change is coming through on a spiritual plane for you, Aquarius, that this is going to be where kind of like the message came very similarly through for Capricorn, where this is a week to really kind of sit back, not do so much. I'm going to pull some additional clarifiers to see, what else is coming in here for you guys. But there is a feeling here of really this week bringing forward a spiritual practice for yourself that either you currently choose to participate in and do, but really kind of being focused on that this week, or starting some type of spiritual practice for yourself to allow for spirit, God, the divine, however you choose to term kind of that unknown, mysterious quality to our experience, how you can let it in, how you can hear the call, hear the voice, allow spirit to really start to kind of guide you in the new path. This is a much more subtle, I feel, energy than, let's say, Capricorn. Capricorn, I felt like there was going to be something very specific, like they were going to see a pinpoint, something was going to be drawn to their attention, and it was going to be like, okay, this is my path. For you guys, I feel like there's more of this with the co-creating with spirit. It's almost like being very present every day this week, really focusing on bringing your own spiritual quality to everything that you do. And actually, as I'm doing this, I am not shuffling this correctly. Okay, bringing in your spiritual self into everything that you do, but really just almost being at peace this week, being at peace and waiting for spirit to almost kind of like, I'm seeing somebody like working with bread or creating something with their hands, and just kind of almost like in your meditative state, all of a sudden you're going to look down and see that spirit through your own hands has created like a sculpture This is a very, of course it would come through in this way for Aquarius. I'm going up into the ethereal plane here to get your message. But there is definitely something very creative, very in flow, and very much like spirit guiding your own hands, guiding like everything that you do. Spirit is going to be moving through you to help, again, kind of open that path for yourself. So as I am pulling cards here for Let Spirit Be Your Guide, we have the Six of Swords. That is a card of transcendence. It's a card of moving on. It can even be a card truly of moving. So for some of you, you might actually be physically moving to a new location, but I'm getting the feeling more that this is transcending on a mental plane, transcending maybe a past limitation you've had, and really getting a chance to finally put that limitation behind you. To say, I can make more money, to say, I can do this, I can be this creative, I can have this in my life, and I'm not going to let my previous limitations or my previous maybe smaller mindset get in the way of me pursuing this now. It can almost be like, I'm not going to, I'm going to leave behind a part of myself that I felt wasn't maybe worthy of being loved or something along those lines, and you're finally letting it go. And with the Spirit Be Your Guide, Spirit is really, I think, showing you this new way that is going to really allow you to see just how much you can transcend that past version of yourself that was limited. Okay, let's see if anything else wants to come up for you, Aquarius, here. So with Let Spirit Be Your Guide, we have the Devil and Death. Where are you clinging to that old version of yourself that it's time to let go of? The devil really speaks to where we limit ourselves, where we hold ourselves back, what we choose to limit ourselves by, but we don't have to. That's the thing with the devil. It's not that the devil comes in and tells us we can't and holds us back. It's that we chain ourselves to the devil, or we chain ourselves to something. And that chain is always loose. We can always slip through it and free ourselves from that limitation, but sometimes we choose not to. With death coming in, it says it's time to free yourself. And when you think about the devil, which is interesting, we think about the devil coming forward often when we think of death. We think of death and we think of heaven or hell, and we think of God and the devil. And there's this feeling almost of like escaping the devil. It's again, of course, it would come through very strangely as I'm channeling your energy, Aquarius, but there's almost this feeling of like going into the spiritual realm, almost like dying on a physical level. And I'm not going to say that that's going to happen to you or anybody that you know, but it is almost like slipping through that barrier of physical reality and then what is beyond physical reality, and almost like evading the grasp of the devil, meaning that you are kind of like you're realizing the old version of yourself is disappearing that had been chained up, and it's like you're just like slipping through the chains can't hold you back, because you've elevated into a realm that is a little outside of the earthly plane. And if you can allow yourself to really step into that vision of yourself, feel again like you're in flow, but in flow like on such a higher level with spirit, where spirit's almost like working through you. That is going to allow you to just, I think, almost effortlessly just push past a limitation or a boundary you've long been held back by. Okay, now we're going to step into co-create with spirit. So you have such a spiritual message coming through for you guys this week. So you have Seven of Wands. Yeah, holding firm to really holding your ground and holding true to what you want to defend, to where you want to take action now. And this action, if you allow it, will come directly from spirit. And so it'll give you that confidence to really be able to say, I'm doing this. This is what matters to me. This is the why. And then we have the King of Cups. I love that. The King of Cups is getting into that place of emotional maturity where you take into account your emotions. You lead from your emotions. This can also be the individual who wants to become a spiritual advisor. This could be where you are literally defending your position, saying, no, I am in touch with spirit right now. I'm being guided, and I'm going to honor that. This can also be that loving loving paternal kind of father energy of really getting into, when you think of a loving, supportive father, you don't have to be an actual male. You could just look at the energy of the masculine loving partner who is a little bit more, they kind of take the lead. That might be something too that you're being asked to do, is take the lead based on what you're emotionally connecting to. Again, what spirit is coming through your intuition, through your emotions. But it could also be that for some of you, this is about really embracing, you are there to be the spiritual advisor, that there is a path opening up for you around that. But otherwise, this is about just trusting your intuition and allowing you to really understand what comes through your emotional state, which is very kind of out of your wheelhouse, Aquarius. Even though you are the water bearer, you are an ascended air sign. And so sometimes you can be a little detached from your emotions. And this is really asking you to embrace that. For some of you, this could also be a Scorpio in your life. That is the King of Cups. So maybe there's a Scorpio in your life that you want to come to the defense of. And maybe that's where Spirit's coming in to show you the way forward, or to really show you maybe in working with this individual and co-creating with them, so there might be something that comes out of this for you that shows you a new way forward. That's maybe a very specific message for some of you, but I am seeing the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which does denote a firm foundation in the kind of home and family, or even marriage, something along those lines. So this might pertain to that for some of you. But this could also just be specifically, there's a lot of messages coming through, because this can mean a lot for a lot of different people, but there is something here about slipping past the boundaries that have long held you limited, moving on from that, letting Spirit really be your guide as you move away from those limiting beliefs or whatever has limited you, and really being able to co-create with Spirit through the defense of your own emotional guidance and intuition, or in defense of someone who embodies that for you, whether that is a Scorpio in your life, or whether that is a father figure, or you wanting to step up into the role of a spiritual healer. All right, I will leave it there. I hope you all have a wonderfully spiritual, kind of ethereal week for yourself as you move through and past the devil and its limitations. And I look forward to reading for you next week. If you'd like to look at your full reading for the month of June, I do have that up on my channel, as well as the collective reading for this week, if you'd like to dive a little deeper just into the general themes. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Or if you'd like to like and subscribe to this channel, I can't tell you how much I greatly appreciate that. It means so much for me to be able to have an outlet to do what I love to do. All right, bye, Aquarius.